Hello everyone, myself Deepak Upadhyay from Impulse Technology, Gurgaon, Delhi. In this video, I will show you how to calculate the electric transport property of nickel black phosphorus nickel tunnel junction by using Nanodical software. So let's get started. So this is my device studio, that is a graphical user interface for this Nanodical software, and this interface will help you to model the structure. You can do some modification, manipulation in your atomic structure, device structure as well. So first I would like to import the nickel and black phosphorus from my local database. So I would like to click on this file option, go to the import option, and you can select this import local, and here you can see this is the material database that exists inside this software. So for the nickel you can go to the 3D material, select this conductor, pure metals, and here you can select this nickel and then you can click on this open. Again you can go to the file option and go to the import and select this import local and go to the 2D materials. And this is the novelty material and this is the black phosphorus, and then you can click on this open. So this is the black phosphorus and this is the nickel. So you can go to the build option and go to the redefine crystal, and here you can see this is the redefine crystal by expressing the new cell vector UVW. Here you can see this is the face center cubic structure and this is the body center cubic structure. So I would like to select this face center cubic structure, then I would like to click on this preview, and this is the face center cubic structure of this nickel atoms, and then I would like to click on this build option. And to make a surface slab of this nickel atoms, so you can go to the build option, select this surface slab, and here you can see this is the Miller indices. I have selected 100, and I would like to select this slab, and then you can increase the thickness, and then you can click on this build option. Again you can go to the build option, select this redefine crystal, and here I would like to increase the length in the A direction, and then you can click on this preview and then you can build. And if you want to delete these two atoms, so you can draw the rectangle, select the atoms, and you can press the delete atoms. And if you want to make a mirror of this atom, so you can select all the nickel atoms, go to the mirror option, and here you can see this is the normal vector where x, y, x, z, y, z, and so I would like to select this y, z, and also you can include the distance. Then you can copy this checkbox and then you can apply. So here you can see the mirror has been created. Then you can go to the convert to crystal option, and here I would like to increase the distance in a direction. Here you can see the vacuum has been created, and then you can click on this build option. This is the 3D viewer where you can see x, y, x, z, y, z, y, x, and z x is there. So I would like to select this xz view and then go to the black phosphorus. Again you can go to the build option, you can select this redefine crystal, and here I would like to increase the length in a direction, and then you can preview, and here you can see the length has been increased. Then you can click on this build option, and again you can go to the 3D viewer and select this XY view. If you want to delete this atom, so you can select and press the delete atom. You can select these atoms and then you can press the delete atom. So you can copy all this black phosphorus, Ctrl C, and then Ctrl V inside this nickel redefine crystal. You can select all this black phosphorus, go to the move option, and move this black phosphorus on the top of the nickel atoms. So here you can see I have selected this translation along screen view. Also you can enter the distance and then you can move the atom like that. So you can move the atom in the center position, and then you can click on this recalculate linker bond. Again you can go to the convert to crystal option, and here you can increase the vacuum in C direction. Here you can see the vacuum has been created, and then you can press this build option. Then you can press this 3D viewer and you can select this black phosphorus and go to the move option and move this black phosphorus in the center position, and you can click on this center option so that both the nickel and black phosphorus in between the unit cell. Here you can see nickel and black phosphorus is in between the unit cell. So to make a device structure, you can go to the convert to device option, and here you can select the front electrode and back electrode, and then you can click on this preview option, and here you can see the electrode has been created. This is the front electrode and this is the back electrode. Then you can press this build option. And if you want to simulate the property from this structure, So you can go to the simulator, select this nanodical and go to the self-consistent field calculation. Here you can see this is the basic parameter: electron temperature, cutoff energy, exchange correlation, K point sampling. This is the contour integral, and this is the electrode, front electrode and back electrode is there. And this is the iteration control, density matrix, Hamilton matrix, total energy, and this is the basic settings, and this is the spin type. Here you can see this is the collinear, general spin is there. So in the basic setting, K point sampling, I want to select 111, and here you can see this is the electrode parameter. If you want to include the voltage on the front electrode and back electrode, so you can define. So I want to include a biasing voltage of 0.01. So in the electrode parameter you can see I have included 0.01 biasing voltage. Basically the biasing voltage is equal to front electrode minus back electrode. Then you can click on this spin types, and here I would like to select this collinear spin, and then you can click on this generate file. So once you click on this generate file, in the project window you can see the SCF input for the device, front electrode and back electrode has been generated. So you can select this scf.input file, right click, click on open with, and this is the script that will automatically generated once you click on this generate file. If you want to include the parallel spin, so you can delete this script and you can enter this script and you can press this save option. First you need to run the SCF input for the electrode. So you can right click on this SCF input, run option to run this job. Similarly you can right click on this SCF input for the back electrode, run option to run this job. And then you can right click on this SCF input for the device, run option to run this job. In the meantime you can select the analysis parameter. So you can go to the simulator, select this nanodical and go to the analysis part. So I would like to calculate the IV curve. So you can select this IV curve and this is the parameters, and then you can click on this generate file. So you can run the IV curve.input file as well. So this calculation is for the parallel spin. If you want to calculate for the anti-parallel spin, so you can copy this project, then you can rename it anti-parallel spin and then you can click on OK. So you can select the anti-parallel spin device structure, go to the simulator, select this nanodical and go to the self-consistent field calculation, and here you can select the same parameter and go to the electrode part, and here you can also include the voltage 0.01 biasing voltage, and then go to this spin type, and here I would like to select this collinear spin, and then you can click on this generate file. So again you can select this scf.input file, right click, open with, and for the anti-parallel spin you can delete this script and you can enter this script, and then you can press the save option. And then first you need to run the SCF input for the front electrode, and then you can run the SCF input for the back electrode, and then you can run the SCF input for the device. And again you can go to the simulator, select this nanodical and select the analysis part, and here you can select this IV curve and then you can click on this generate file, and again you can run the IV curve input file as well. So if you want to calculate the IV curve at different biasing voltage, so you can select this parallel spin project file, right click, copy this project and you can rename it 0.02 voltage and then you can press this OK. Similarly you can select this device at 0.02 voltage, then you can click on this simulator, go to the nanodical and select this SCF calculation, and here you can include the collinear spin, and in the electrode you can define the biasing voltage 0.01 and here you can also include this minus 0.01, so that the biasing voltage will be equal to front electrode minus back electrode. Then you can click on this generate file. Again you can copy this device project for the anti-parallel spin, copy this project and you can rename it 0.02 biasing voltage, then press the OK. You can select this device studio 0.02 biasing voltage, go to the simulator, select this nanodical and select this self-consistent field calculation, and then again you can go to the spin types and here you can include the collinear spin, then you can generate the file. So for the different biasing voltage you can copy the project, you can generate their SCF input and define voltage in the similar way, and then you can run all of the input file and you can wait until the calculation finished. So in the project window you can see I have created a different project for the different biasing voltage for the parallel spin and for the anti-parallel spin. And in the job manager you can see all the input parameter has been finished and their output has been generated. So here you can see this is the current voltage curve.xml file, and this file will open in the MATLAB. So I would like to open my MATLAB. So you can select this option to locate your project. So here you can see this is my project. You can select and then you can click on this select folder, and here you can see my project has been selected in the MATLAB. So here you can see this is the nickel black phosphorus nickel at a 0.01 biasing voltage, and this is the 0.02 biasing voltage, and this is the 0.03 biasing voltage, and this is the 0.04 biasing voltage for the parallel structure, and this is for the anti-parallel structure. So you can select the parallel structure first and select this device part, and here you can see this is the current voltage curve.mat file. So you can double click on the current voltage curve.mat file, and here you need to type the data and press the enter. And here you can see this is the voltage V1 equal to 0 and I1 is equal to minus 1.0386 into 10 to the power minus 24, and this is the voltage V2 0.01, and this is the current I2 1.0386 into 10 to the power minus 24. So in the right side you can see this is the data. So you can double click on the data. This is the output parameter of the data. V1 is equal to 0, I1 is equal to minus 1.0386, and this is the I1 spin decomposed. Here you can see this is the spin up and spin down current, and similarly here you can see this is the voltage V2 and this is the current I2, and this is the I2 spin decomposed spin up and spin down current. So to plot the graph you can go to the new script, and here you can enter the script for the graph, and here you can see this is the script for parallel structure spin current, and this is the voltage V2 and this is the I2, and this is the I2 spin up and this is the I2 spin down. And to plot the graph you can enter this command. Once you write the script you can click on this run option to run this job, and here you can see the IV curve for the nickel black phosphorus nickel magnetic tunnel junction for the parallel structure has been plotted. So for the anti-parallel structure again you can click on this new script, and here you can write the script, and here you can see this is the script for the anti-parallel structure. And once you write the script you can click on this run option, and here you can see this is the IV curve of this nickel black phosphorus nickel magnetic tunnel junction for the anti-parallel structure. And if you want to plot the graph for the tunnel magnetoresistance, so basically the tunnel magnetoresistance is equal to the value of current for the parallel structure minus the value of current for the anti-parallel structure divided by the value of current for the anti-parallel structure. And then again you can go to the MATLAB, and again you can click on this new script, and here you can write the script for the tunnel magnetoresistance. And here you can see this is the script for the tunnel magnetoresistance for the parallel structure and the anti-parallel structure. Then you can run this program. So here you can see this is the tunnel magnetoresistance graph for the nickel black phosphorus nickel magnetic tunnel junction for the parallel structure and anti-parallel structure. And if you want to plot the graph of efficiency for the spin polarization, so basically the efficiency is equal to mod of spin up minus spin down divided by spin up plus spin down. So again you can go to the MATLAB, and then you can click on this new script, and here you can write the script for the efficiency. Here you can see this is the script for the efficiency of the parallel structure and anti-parallel structure. Then you can run this job, and here you can see this is the graph for the efficiency of nickel black phosphorus nickel magnetic tunnel junction with respect to parallel structure and anti-parallel structure. So thank you for watching the video.